Hi, I'm Mark Woolbright, and today we're going to show you our VerTexx vertical living wall system and just how easy it is to put all the parts and pieces together into a beautiful plant-covered living wall. So we're here in our office warehouse, and this is our training wall. And we're going to show you how we start with a blank wall, and then we do layout measurements and snap string lines on the wall so we know where to put everything so that it matches up and installs properly. We've pre-installed mounting channels up here on top of a waterproof layer. Now Nick and Drennan are going to come in and you're going to get to see how they lay out the rest of the mounting channels, waterproof the rest of this section of wall, and build it out so that it ends up looking just like this, covered in trays. Just for your information, Nick and Drennan are our inside sales force and technical support team, and so they are the ones that talk to contractors and customers every day about how to build these things properly. You can see that they were able to put this sheet of waterproofing on in probably less than 2 minutes, and they still have a couple of bubbles that they'll drive out to carry their string line across for alignment. You can see we use these really nice stainless steel mounting channels that are pre-drilled, and they also have slots in here for the mounting clips that attach the wire to the channel. This is a structural piece that gives us a little bit of a standoff from the wall, which is helpful if you're going to embed other things like soundproofing layers behind the wire. Another finer point about the VerTexx system when we designed it was we wanted to make sure it could be built with as few tools as possible. Because when you're up on a scaffold 30 or 40 feet in the air, you don't want to have a whole belt full of tools and have to use specialty items to put everything together. Once these guys are done with the drills, putting these mounting channels on the wall, the tools are over with. You can see what Nick and Drennan did here. They were able to lay out, waterproof, and attach the mounting hardware to this section of wall in a matter of minutes. I'd say probably under 5 minutes here, and this is a 4-foot by 8-foot section of wall, which is pretty big. Now that we have the channels on the wall, we need to know exactly where the mounting clips are going to go. So the way we do that is Nick and Drennan bring in a sheet of wire, standard 4-foot by 4-foot sheet of wire, and we lay it up there and we make marks to show where we want to put the clips. So before we bring the wire in and mount it on the wall, I just want to take note again how fast it was to add the clips to the wall without tools. Another nice thing to note about these clips is they're a stainless steel braided cable, and they go through here a lot like a ratchet strap, but it's not a one-way travel like a zip strap is. There's a key that can be pushed into a port here, and it unlocks it, and you can back it back off and move everything around to reuse it. So there's a lot of variability in this system. We haven't cinched the wire around on all these clips yet. We need to make sure that we've got the right dimensions here, because each of these openings here from wire to wire is 4 inches on center. So as we go this way with our trays, they're made to jump across that and attach just right. So when we jump across to another panel, we have to mimic this 4 inches with this 4 inches, and that's what makes it work seamlessly. The other dimension that's critical on the wire is that we have it made that's 6 inches center on center this direction, and that's what makes the trays work. This distance is 6 inches here from center to center of this wire, so you have to repeat that when you jump up to another wire above and you're mating 2 sections together. This is also the stage where we would want to lay a level on this. It's very important to establish a level line for the trays because of the way the drip line lays in the bottom of the tray like that. We want even distribution of the water. It is reading dead on. We can go ahead at this point and tighten up all the clips. Nick and Drennan have brought in the standard size 4-foot by 4-foot piece of wire. That's what carries our trays. They're going to go ahead and run the tag end of the braided cable through the clip, and then tighten it up on the wire at the weld junction so we get a good structural bond to the wall. Just like the retaining wall, you start putting trays on at the bottom of the wire and you work your way up. Every now and then you get a conflict and you get one of those gripple clips that's slightly in your way. The tray is rigid enough and it's got enough plastic in it that you can nip off an edge, and that gives you just a little bit of wiggle room to get that VerTexx tray in the right position. You don't have to do a lot of that, but every now and then it's necessary, and it's nice to know you can. Our guys have just about got all the trays on. This is just a matter of minutes. This whole process only took probably under 30 minutes for the whole wall. Now at this stage, we're going to insert the drip irrigation line, and you'll be able to see just how easy it is to bring in a supply line and then tap into that supply line with drip emitter lines and run it through the pre-made grommets in the bottom of each of the VerTexx trays. And this would be a 1/2 inch or 17 millimeter supply line tubing, and it's blank, meaning it doesn't have any emitters in it. It's solid, and it can be run up the side of the structure on this side and fastened to the wall or to the wire. It can also be run up the center of the trays, and the emitter lines can go right or left as well. So there's several different ways to handle this. All this layout, measuring, attaching the channels to the wall, putting the wire on, putting the clips on, putting the trays on, running the irrigation in, all that only took a matter of minutes. So now you can see we've got this ready for our plants to come in. The great thing about the way we put the plants in is they're pre-grown in our VerTexx garden sock in 2 foot by 5 inch diameter sections. We've got great plant health and lots of strong roots in these socks because they've been grown out in a controlled environment in a nursery. And no owner really wants to see the substrate or all the stuff we've been showing today. So the minute you put the sock in here and you turn it to where the top growth is out, all of a sudden, all this substrate and all this structure disappears behind healthy plants, and all you see is the foliage, and that's what everybody wants. Give us a call, let us help you with your project and get it going today.